Hello, good morning, beautiful day. October 15th, 10 minutes before market opens.
Happy Wednesday.
Wednesday, no news. Yesterday had like a failed H pattern, right? Made a pop up.
Ended pretty bullish doji.
Yes, it did. Daily bullish doji. From my perspective on the daily, it could go a little bit higher, but pretty much kind of close like this is what I would assume it would do. I can expect it to start getting a little rocky reactions around like 67, 40 to 60.
Yeah.
I can expect that to be rocky, like potential initial selling reactions, but I think that if it wants, it definitely can overcome that all the way back up to like, honestly, like 67, 80, 90. I think that's when the real selling will come in again. I don't think, I mean, it's got to be really heavy selling to reject the underside of the resistance, in my opinion. You know, I feel like in this directional market that we're going, it's resisting the top ends and it's supporting the bottom ends because of the bullishness of it. But I don't know if that makes sense. But is there anything else you see that's going on
here? VIX is still above its 200.
Yeah, it looks like it's definitely starting to chill above the 200 there. It's definitely got a good grasp above 200. It's kind of like putting in wedges, right? Pulsations, little wedges.
Yeah. Yeah, failed H pattern on the 4-hour with the consolidation of the previous high and a breakout above. Heading towards Friday's highs. So yeah, we're pretty much in between support and resistance here. So we gotta be mindful of that.
Yeah, I think like what might be a nice trade to play out is an additional pullback to retest this 6700 area. You have these 4-hour demands. You have a demand at 67, let's say 20, and then 6700. So whichever base of that 4-hour demand you want to come back and retest to retest the 6700 kind of level, and then maybe you can make a move back up to the 6750, your first area of like low liquidity resistance, the bottom side of the top. After that, I don't think you're going to resist the bottom side of the top. I think it'll probably like explore a little higher to like the 75 to get like a real selling price. 67.75. and then we'll see what happens from there.
Yeah, we'll see, because 52, like 50s was like support for a while.
You think you could turn to resistance right away? Or do you think that now that the price is back there, the bulls are like, hey, this was our support, let's keep
I
this
think that that'll be like our line in the sand, pretty much. Like if we can get above that, then we can get a rally into maybe the 80s.
Yeah, and look at, I mean, on the 1 hour, you got that 200 coming in right there at that 50 level. So you got to get above that. On NQ, it seems like it's kind of already above the 200. And the next stop for me on my levels is the 25 200 levels. So
yeah. If we start in the market and we hold and we come back down into the value area high, 67.20, and let's say we end real bullish on the 15-minute, you could possibly get an A3 upward. Maybe like supporting yesterday's highs.
yeah, and it seems like if we could get one more support for a directional move back upwards, like we could just continue all this price that it dumped through. Honestly, you know how it usually just does the same when it goes back to that price action. So like the same way that it's slipped through, because there's low liquidity there, right? It's just going from areas of high liquidity exchange to high liquidity exchange. So yeah, if you could get one more support here, it could probably definitely go back somewhere up to, 60, 70, 80. It's putting in nice like support structures, how it's, pull back, came back, supported. Let's see though. I'll put the hour up for me. I like the hour. I need to focus on it a little bit more, but I like the hour. Is that the 5 minute? Get that thing out of there. 5 minutes way too. We can't do the 5 minute today. Look at yesterday. The 15 minute and the 30 were beautiful. The 5 minute, let's see.
I don't have the 5 minute. I have the 15.
It sure looks like the 5.
It does.
Yeah, 15 is literally the minimum. 30 looks good though. I'm gonna just put the 15 up. You gonna put the 30 up? You got the 30?
Yeah. 30.
So honestly, at the start of this, I wouldn't be surprised if literally the candle opens, the market opens, and we get a big retracement. Not big, but at least 8 retracement. Into 20, into 10, into 6,700. I could see that easily happening. We'll see. A lot of it matters on VIX, right? Because VIX is still above. It's supporting this 19 area, which is key. This night for me, 19.5 to 19 is where it needs to stay above for continued resistance and above its 200. It keeps supporting this 19, 18, 19 area, and it's trying to press into this 2021. So it just keeps fucking bouncing back and moving. So, I mean, one of those is going to win. We'll see. Okay, so for me, the way that I see it on this chart is that honestly, we're between two levels for me. It's 50 and 700. So, like, if I want to get a trade, I feel like I need to wait for as much of a pullback into the 700 and get some type of support structures or break of structure up to know that I'm supporting at 700 so I can try again for a 50 move. If not, I need to either see a failure at 50 or a claim above 50 support for an additional move. But as of now, we're right here like in between these two levels. So that's the way I see it.
Yeah.
I mean, so far it looks like it's had a nice dip right back into that little wedge consolidation that it put on top of the previous highs. So we'll see. No shorts here though. So what would be awesome is if it literally replayed a like yesterday's trade where it just pulled back until it just broke structure back upwards. Let me pretend like the day didn't just start and it's just random candles, right?
Yeah.
It's a little extended up there. So far, it dipped into that 1 hour. It's reacting. It could potentially give us an A3 up top here.
Yeah, kind of hit like the apex of that little wedge, huh?
Right. Hopefully we can get like a nice confirmation, like even a closure of the 15 here with a test back into that base demand and then a break of structure upwards. Hopefully it just doesn't pop off the top here.
Look at that hour candle, looks pretty good.
Right, yeah. Well, the hour candle looks good like that for a closure for the next candle to do something.
Mm-hmm.
We still got like 30 minutes, I think, for that hour to close.
But that's a good area for it to support.
Yeah, definitely. So there could be a potential 8-3 right there, maybe.
Yeah.
Can always get an A2 or an A1 because if it's gonna frickin' break structure down again, then it turns into like you have to let it keep going down and break structure until it breaks back up again. Because there might be a larger pullback than this. That yeah. Doesn't know which way it wants to go yet. Smack dab right in the middle. I don't think we'd lose out too much if we don't get an A3 somewhere around here. Besides, like, you got the VWAP below it and you got the 200 above it, right? And they're kind of close to each other now. You see that?
Yeah.
I think the best trade is like a movement outside to get on the outside of either of those.
What time frame though?
I don't know. I was just looking at this hour.
I don't love the VWAP on my hour. But the VWAP's pretty vertical on both the 15 and the 30.
Mm-hmm.
The 5 minutes, VWAP and 200 are pretty much parallel with it.
Mm-hmm.
But still going upward, so.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. NQ already pulled back into like what you could probably say would be its support here. It's kind of like how I would have wanted ES to pull back on its 6,700. If it can sustain that and then start moving up again and then break its highs, then I could see that going at 25,200. Is this an A3 or what?
I think so. I mean, we're on top of the previous high and we're at the pre-market highs. You're gonna take it?
Nah, I'm gonna wait for it, honestly. I mean, I guess it looked nice. $10. If it closes a little bit above here, I wouldn't mind also continuing to do it. But we'll see here. NQ looks good, reacting right where that support should be. See what this 5 minute looks like. Not that I'm trying to look at it, but it looks like it's putting in some resistant like wicks up top. That's not like the most favorable A3 to the top you'd want to see on the 5 minute, huh? Even the, well, I guess you wouldn't know, but even the 15 until it just did that, right? Well, babe, I can't hear you.
Sorry. The 5-minute had some wicks on the top side on all 3 candles.
Yeah.
You'd want to kind of see like a closure inside one of those before you get long. Kind of the same with the 15-minute. We kind of had like a neutral candle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You want to see something more. You want to see a kind of close above that.
If anything,
because yeah, you could.
You can get if anything, you could get a short up top here for a move to like 27, 28, if not 20. Just going from range to range. It's just exploring ranges until we get a direction. The direction upwards favored, but I think that could all turn around. This is the second time the hour is hitting this demand. I feel like if the hour closes like this and it breaks structure again down, then it could go to 700 with a stop at the high. Just gotta power through that VWAP. If this thing can pull back to like 30 and then make another low at 25, that'd be that could potentially be a downward move. I mean, you are kind of going a little bit into some support, so you might want like an A1. But on some of the charts, I feel like it could just snap down all the way to 700.
I think if we can get a closure below these levels here, maybe some type of A2 downward or
even an A3 right here down, no?
I said no because you're going into the value area high in the VWAP.
Kind of like it. I guess I won't try it. It's like you're going into there, but I feel like you'd want to get at least back into 17, 15, something like that. Because, look, it's retested this low at 27, 28 multiple times, and it should have supported that, right? It should have supported that the first time, and it broke structure upward, failed. And then it broke structure downward, and it's failing upwards. So it's like this support, the pinnacle of this latest top wedge is not really supporting the way it should. I think one more move down could bring it from like 25 to 15, hopefully, to like the next area of support. We'll see. It is kind of wedged right here because it's bouncing off of the VWAP, and then NQ is bouncing like on the 24,900 level that it should technically be bouncing at. Looks decent on the 1 hour still. Yeah, look at that. That candle, 15-minute candle, broke the top, broke the bottom. It doesn't know what the other ones.
Right.
The hour's going to close in 7 minutes, looking pretty bullish. I wonder if the 4-hour could be, bullish as well.
Yeah.
It looks like it could potentially do an A3 off the top now. It's scooped high, scooped low.
Yeah, if we could close up here, I'd be willing to take a A3.
I like the way NQ bounced off of that 24,900 level. If it could sustain above its 200 SMA and ES can close like this and do an A3, it could at least go and try one more leg up, right? Let's see, to 52. It'd be 42 to 52. I mean, 52 would kind of be a little high in that range, but might want to do that. Looks like it put in a little reverse demand there. Maybe we can get some confirmation off the 5-minute, a re-entry into that demand, and then a break of structure up. I'm still watching this 15-minute. We got an extra candle. We got an extra 5 minutes on the 15-minute. So technically what I'd want to see on this 5-minute candle is it to close like this, and the next 5-minute candle dip into it, give a reaction, a basing reaction, and then the third candle. Yeah. If it just pops off the top here, then that's fine. We can always get a pullback if that's what it wants to do.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't want to get a pop off the top here without a pullback on the 5. Unless it literally just escapes, just pops and runs. I mean, a retest of this 15-minute candle, honestly, would be nice too. We thought it was going to end at a basing, but it ended at a demand, so maybe we got to retest that. Unless we just keep, I mean... Right here where it's at, like this 48 is like, I feel like a level where it could react.
Yeah.
If we can get a pullback and then a move back up, that would be a nice one. Yeah, here we wanted to come back a little bit into the 15-minute breakout. We don't want it to break out upwards. Although it could and keep running, that would technically also be like at A2, A3. I don't know if you'd want to take something like that.
We could try it. But it is right into that 50 where we should be.
Yeah. Let's try and wait it out here with proper structure, because we don't need this A3.
Yeah.
NQ looks like it wants to make a move. That's the only thing that, like, ES could be doing it right now too, being dragged up. And because this is like a low resistance right here at this 50 area, like it could just break through it. Because I feel like the higher resistance would be like at 70. But let's see, if I was back testing, I mean, I suppose you could have got the A3, but also you just wait a little bit, honestly. There's better structure for the trade that can come in a little bit. Yeah, because I mean, technically it's under this level right here. At least for me, one of my ES levels. But it was like a mid-level to me before, but it always reacted there. But it was a mid-level. And now that we're back, it's still a mid-level, but we'll see. It would still be the equivalent of like longing below resistance, right? Yeah, because this kind of would be like the take profit area if you're like if you're really just trying to make, because you never know what the fuck can happen. So as strong as it's looking right now, could always retrace. It could break out.
Getting long below the level. You want to be getting long to the level.
Yeah, to the level or
wait for it to interact and
retest.
Perform some type.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna try it here. I can't hear you.
What about going off at like the 10 or 15 minute?
Oh, let me put the 10 real quick. The 10.
It's like I think I would like it to come back as much as possible to the 50 area. If not even that hour demand. Pull back onto the top of this level. It just broke out into this new level above 50. So if it could pull back anywhere and confirm its support of it, then I would be more comfortable for another move up. I mean, it obviously could just keep ripping straight up past that level. It's whatever. I'd like it to pull back more, but I guess it could keep going. You gonna try it or what?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna try it because it's on top of my level and
Where's your target at?
I think I'm gonna do a 1 to 2, which would be 74. 75. You know what? I'm gonna get rid of this.
Enter the top.
I'm gonna enter on the, yeah. Wait, what?
Well, whatever. I don't know.
I should just wait for this 15-minute to close. What do you think?
I don't know, babe. I ended up getting in, and I'm just here.
Oh, you're in too?
Yeah. But I mean, what's your risk to reward ratio? What's your entry? Why you're entering? Where's your stop? Why is it there? What's your size? Like, you just gotta be very objective.
What's yours?
It. Well, I mean, mine's the first break of structure up. My stop is gonna be at 57. It's a 4.75 risk from the bottom of that candle. That's the first break of structure up though, but right? I mean, look, it obviously made like a demand. It could interact with that demand, and then the, 1 or 2 candles from now would be another entry. But yeah, hopefully there's just continuation off of that first pop and not a significant pullback that might shake out anything. Hopefully it's just right here all the way at the top that it's almost at its next supply target, that it just keeps fucking going. Might as well just keep, there's no reason to pull back now just to go to the high resistance liquidity. Might as well just keep going there and fucking either sell there or buy there, or profit there or start selling there. Hopefully there's no reason to pull back just to do all that. Maybe after interaction at that supply, then you could come back to this demand, but let's see. If this is a base and then it breaks out upwards, that would be nice maybe. Hopefully this is not a reverse. Yeah, kind of on the 15-minute looks like it wants to come back some more maybe. I don't know, we'll see. Has to break out the top there. That might be a good entry for a long if it holds these structures, right? And better not fail here.
Okay.
What?
Sure.
Don't worry about him. This guy's just crying.
He doesn't like this song.
Oh, no, it can't be. He's got his own, he doesn't like a lot of songs. Alright, so far, I don't know if I like it. I wanted to obviously finish, going upwards and shit here. Which means break of structure. The top there. I don't want to snap. I mean, NQ looks pretty strong. It had a nice little pop. Hopefully it can have a continuation to finish off its level there. Is your entry the 15-minute candle or what?
It's about, yeah, it is.
I'm here on this 5 minute. Don't necessarily like that, but hopefully we can get something going on here. There's a little gap on the VIX.
Looking at the 15, we probably need a pullback.
Yeah.
Or it might be wedging, like flagging up here.
Wonder if I should get in freaking short. Looks pretty bearish on the 5 minute.
Yeah, it doesn't look too good.
I might get a short, honestly.
I don't know about the shorts because on the 15-minute it could break down and then break upward. You know, it could break down forward. They bark the same.
I know.
My baby. My baby. supporting right on top of my level. It's okay for the short. Try the long one more time. Break a structure on the 5 minute. Now it actually reached my level.
I was freaking. I'm in short, but I'm wondering, like, is that like a long up there? Got like a little mini 15-minute supply. Like, if you were on the 15-minute, you wouldn't be taking long right there, right? You'd wait.
Right.
You'd wait.
It's just that
63 to 73 is a better trade. It's just what? Look at the way on the 5 minute, it didn't support that 815 candle. It fucking made a demand. It went at 825, reacted to it. You didn't get a break of structure out upwards. You got a bearish candle, broke a structure of the support interacting candle, and then you got a closure below. Now you got a doji below the previous support doji. It could pop up and keep going, but like that's not what you want to be seeing, especially now that you put in like a 15-minute like weird little candle. Like you want to be getting long at the top of the 15-minute.
We'll see how it plays out, but I like this area for another leg up. If we can go into the supply and then break upward, then I'll be available. If it breaks down from here, you could go lower.
Well, right now I'm at a short. I got a TP at 43, and then I'm gonna scale it and trail till the other side of the day, to the other end, 21. Because I feel like, look at the rejection kind of on the 1 hour time frame. If it wants to hold that, that means that there's a failure of that above 50 level. So a failure of the above 50 could bring you back to like 30, or the last area you really got support, and then maybe even honestly 700. It seems like, I'm just going to assume that it seems like that's how some of these days have been acting, right? Like look at yesterday where it like bounced from one end and then it retested the other, and then like the days before where it like went up, rejected, and then slid down the other way. It seems to be like giving a directional attempt and then failing and completing like another way. But we'll see how these candles shape up. I really just want this one to break, like either stay here and the next one break down, because look at the way that the 1 hour time frame looks. You got a bullish candle going into resistance. You got the next candle going into the new level, and that's literally the opposite of the candle that just, the bullish one that just pushed it in. So we're kind of right here, like undecided at this 50 area, support at the bottom, but definitely rejection up top. Oh, I don't know. You think you should have got short there? I hope so. I hope it doesn't want to test that 15-minute supply. But I'm pretty much going to go break even here because the top of that little 5-minute should be good. Hopefully we just get some weakness here. At least VIX looks like it could be double bottoming, Hopefully that's the case. And what I'm hoping to happen is that I can scale it, and then this thing gets to the other side of the range. You never know though, because so far so good. Hopefully we could just slip. Yeah, it's like a counter trend trade that needs to be like immediately worked out. And sometimes it doesn't work like that, right? Sometimes it doesn't immediately work out. But at least we got a red bar up here at the high. The problem is I don't want it to go back and attempt one more high where it put a 15 and a 10-minute supply in. All right? Because it doesn't have to turn around immediately. It could give it one more attempt and then turn around. Let's see. It's got to get below this 50. I mean, I kind of don't. Okay, so on the 30-minute, the way that you could kind of see it, oh no, it's a 45-minute chart. The way that you could kind of see it is like it broke upwards with a strong movement up with that candle, and even though it got rejected down with a wick, that could just be the first exploratory candle. As long as it supports like this 50 area and makes another move, it could keep going. So gotta be aware of that. It doesn't have to reject immediately. And I hope it doesn't try and do anything down here like a bear trap, honestly. Like, I hope it just fucking flushes down, but the first break of structure up might be interesting as well. We really just don't know where we're at right now. If we could just get weakness, one more weakness. I kind of like how the VIX could be potentially double bottoming. I mean, it's in a demand, putting in support wicks above its support level. At least on the 5 and the 10 minute, it just keeps breaking structure downwards. Nothing yet. It literally needs to just break down right here, or else it could go up and retest and reject its supply up there, but hopefully it literally just flushes one leg lower.
Gotta get for that 50 on Bookmaps.
I just took Bookmaps off. Yeah, it just needs to break, that 50.25. It needs to break this 5 minute downward structure. If it could do that, it can, continue to shape up weakness there. I like VIX. I'm trailing it, so I hope it doesn't fucking pop up for a supply to come down again. I hope it just dies off. So I'm hoping for here. I like the way the 1 hour candle is looking so far. Hopefully it could get a little weaker. It's got 1 minute left. Should I trail it or just be break even? I don't know.
Trail it, because I think 50 is an area where you would want to see a pullback and a support, right?
I suppose, yeah. Yeah, technically. Might get out here if it breaks structure up. Ah, it got me out, man.
I've got out with you. Yeah. That first perception on the 5 minute should have been my stop.
Yeah, you kind of said it yourself too, right? But look, this is the supply here that I was like, oh, okay. See what happens here. But it broke structure back upwards, and we are above the 15 minute, and we are above the, so we don't know what direction it wants to go here.
Honestly, this is still a bullish day, right? We're above the 15-minute breakout, above VWAP.
Look at that 15
We're
minute
above
I might try
the 15-minute.
off of the 15.
Yeah, me too.
I wonder what's gonna happen, because I also freaking like the downside a little bit for some reason. I mean, look at where we're at. It could never break structure up, honestly, and it could just keep going down. But you know what? We're above the 50. I don't know.
The 30-minute closed.
I don't know what to do here.
Short again if it breaks the 30-minute candle. Look at the 1 hour close.
That's just getting too crazy. I think we need to be longs. I'm getting long, honestly.
That 1 hour close though.
Yeah, fuck it. But that's like the exploratory candle. I'm long.
Yeah, I think this is a little pullback.
Yeah.
Okay, hit that little tiny demand.
Maybe NQ could do a rally-based rally and go to its next level there. It sustained its strength right up there. Yeah, I kind of like this for longs because I like the bullish candle there. I like the breakout upwards on the 1 hour. Even though it reacted that way, it's sustained so far above 50. So that wick isn't a rejection for a move down because it's above the level. It's reacting to the level. Okay, well, I got stuffed out, but I kind of like it for another move up. Just gotta, I guess, be patient with it here. Or is this a short? I don't know. Or is it a trap?
Would you have gotten out if you had just been break even?
No, I think it would have been like one tick away.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about going break even. Because I figured it could come and retest that little supply, you know? We'll see what happens. I mean, we got a red bar. It's like wanting to go down, but it's like going down into support, so it's kind of like bouncing a little bit. So these are the tricky ones, like, because you could get a snap down or you could just get, bounced around. Looks like initially I got bounced around off that short and didn't work.
I think we gotta stay on this 15-minute because this 5 minutes just.
Yeah, we'll see what happens on the 15-minute here. We'll see what it does. We gotta observe for like a break of structure. And because see, look at that 15-minute that just closed. It was a bullish doji, but there was no break of structure. So
damn, and it got me stopped out.
You went long on that, or what? Because of like a 5-minute, or what?
No, I was short, and it stopped me out without even breaking its. I guess I don't know. Like I thought I was chilling on the 15, and then the candle hadn't closed yet, I think, and it went and took me out. And then...
Yeah, if I would have went break even on that first short, I would have hit my target instead of trailing it. I kind of
at least you didn't lose anything.
No, I gained a little bit of something, but then on my next trade, an additional short, that's when it started acting all wonky, kind of like broke structure again, and then so I kind of just lost what I got by trailing the first time. So I could have just, that's the thing, is like you could have just accepted the risk and you would have had the reward. But as you try and manage it, you get a little bit, but then like now you put yourself in a situation where you're going to trade again, and that just like kind of like resets the risk to reward win probability, and now you flip the coin again and now you get a fucking little low, which is kind of what happened. But gotta watch out here for like a break of structure high. No, I mean, I'm assuming if you break structure high, it could like retest before it goes up, but I think that would be the most optimal thing to do. Hopefully it just resists under here and continues, because I'm in a short here. But yeah, on the 15 minute, nah. You gotta like extra weight, huh? Above 55. Yeah. A 15-minute chart's the better one to trade off of. I mean, you could see stuff on the 5-minute for sure, but the 15-minute just, it's pretty much better for confirmations and clarity, honestly. Let me see the 10-minute. 10-minute looks good too. 10-minute had a nice like doji right where I entered off of the 5-minute. It looks better on the 10-minute. And then I should have just sustained my stop loss. And that's what it takes sometimes.
I would scale at the 15-minute breakout, the VWAP on the 15-minute.
I think I'm targeting 36. I think it's like a 30 and a 15-minute.
We got the 30-minute demand. 38.75.
You could still go back up and retest this 54 supply. They're back.
Usually when we pull back to the 15-minute breakout and it's on top of the pre-market highs, on top of yesterday's highs, like we usually get a reaction.
Yeah, I bet there could be a reaction, but really the way that I'm trading it right now is I'm going to try and trade range to range. And so I'm scaling out at this 30 minute demand. Because there could potentially be a reaction there that goes back up to this 50-55 level that potentially rejects again to the underside of the 15-minute breakout. But the way that I'm really trying to trade it is a rejection of this 50 level that somehow, some way, I don't know like what it's going to do in the middle, but transition to the other side of the range of the levels for like a 6,700 move. It needs to crack this VWAP. It needs to crack this channel up. But I'm going to try and trade level to level here. And I kind of like how it's putting in like a little supply here right at the failure of the reclaim of 50. So there might be a retest or reaction or something. But I'm going to try and bet that this 50 is resisting. Better not hit this fucking 15-minute breakout all perfectly. Hasn't done that in a long time, huh? I don't want it to like bounce and then fail either again. I just want it to just be straight failures, which could happen. Yeah, now it's got like a 30-minute supply that's going to this 30-minute demand. So we'll see what happens there. It could wedge, right? It can consolidate on top of these previous highs. It could bounce. That thing hit the 15-minute breakout to the tick. I guess the VWAP was there too.
Mm-hmm. Usually when we have the pre-market highs connected to the pre-market, the breakout, that usually works real well.
We'll see how this 15-minute candle closes. Hopefully the VIX just double bottom there. It put a resistance and a support wick in, so it could also wedge, or it could, break out. There's more information to be had, for sure. If this 15-minute closes like a doji right off the tapping of the 15-minute breakout, I might try along there. Try and get another high. But as of now, I'm just going to hopefully maintain like this weakness, this fail. To me, this kind of looks weak. To me, like this kind of looks like the next area of actual support is back here at like 30. And then honestly, like, why would it support there? I bet it would freaking fail and need to go back to the 6,700, honestly. It's coming on top of this support, the 15-minute breakout and all this stuff. And it's not looking like super bullish. Unless it starts formulating support, then I'm thinking it's going to continue to transition to the lower ends. There might be like an A1 on the bottom side of the 15-minute breakout that I'd be probably down to take.
I think we can't get too bearish because we haven't broken support yet. We still got to be thinking bullish until we break support. So you can get those shorts into support, but you can't get too caught up in that direction.
I think like
think about where is the best place to support a 15-minute breakout, top of the pre-market highs.
Could be, yeah. I think the main support was 50 though, and its failure to hold 50 needs to bring you back a lot further than than the candle that you used to get there. Because all this is what you used to get above 50. You failed above 50. Now that you're back here, this price isn't what helped you move above and sustain. So you I feel like you need to go to a lower level price back to the 6,700-ish, or at least to the 6,720s mid-level, in order to be like, hey, okay, let's try that again. Because look at this hour. It's putting in this supply right there at the hour on a failure of the 50. That looks like a pretty strong...
Yeah, it could be like a range, right?
Right.
Like you get short at the top of the ranges.
Right.
And like we went all the way up to get to the top of the range.
Right. And then we failed the new level. So what are you going to do after that? You're going to have a decent pullback until the next strong area of support. And that next strong area of support isn't the one that you just utilized to get to the new area. It could be, but as of now, it's like not. You know, it doesn't look as strong. And you got this red bar here. You're in the supply. You made like an hour supply. You overcame and then failed the 50. You're under the 200, under the 50 level. I'm thinking like a nice like A1 could be on the underside of this 730 level, 720, to maybe make a move back to 6,700. Hopefully that happens sometime today. But usually that's what I see happening. Like the next best trade would be something like that, because it's failing an A1 upside, right? It's not sustaining structure. It's not putting in support. It's just coming back and it's failing. So it's kind of like you got to transition to the other side of the range. I mean, sometimes you could double bottom there because there is like a little 10-minute reverse demand right there at 30. You could probably double bottom there and then try again. Hey, babe, what are you doing? You just jumped in right there? No, you got to wait for either a pullback or an A1 or an A2 at the bottom. I'm about to scale out right here at 36. That's what this like 15 and 30 minute is. I hope it just slices through. But I hope it goes, tests the underside of this 15-minute breakout range, maybe pulls back to about this 40, and then A3, A2, A1 downwards for a 6,700 test. What sucks is that I fucking top ticked this short up there with 2 contracts on the same game plan, and like I micromanaged the trade, which gave me an L. And because of that, I re-entered at a different price, which then now started breaking structure and gave me another L. But the whole time I'm fucking right. You know, the whole time I'm right. If I would have just sustained my stop and said, hey, this is my risk, then I wouldn't have lost anything. But instead, I was trying to micromanage the risk, and I lost like twice or more than what I fucking would have got. That's something you just got to be like content with, because at the same time, we are shorting an upward move, right? Like we're ranging it. And a lot of times in the range, it might give you some fuckery. You know, it might not be the best fucking price action. You might get a break of structure here and there, but you're still right. Cause it's like, it's in a transitioning phase, right? It's in a transitioning phase of breaking support structures for a downward move, or breaking, you know, upward structure, downward structures for an upward move. Let's see. I think it could go more, but this is where I'm going to take my profits, and I bet it could do like an A2 or an A1 somewhere down here, but I'm going to get this little piece and then freaking reevaluate. My little piece honestly should be literally right there, like at the 30, because it could be a higher low. You don't want to start thinking to yourself like, oh, where's my fucking target? Oh, it's below. It's making the market do a lower high type of shit, you know, like, or a lower low, right? Like you want to be in confluity. Is that what it? Confluence and fluidity with it. But it's looking like it's starting to get weak, and hopefully we can get a little snap here. Why don't you scale if you want to, or just get all out? Honestly, a fucking 10-pointer all out sounds pretty good, because you could always reevaluate and re-enter always.
I kind of like,
what do you like, baby?
My entry right there. All right, that made me.
I'm out, baby. I'm out, baby. My target was fucking 2 more points below this previous low, but I figured you never know. A higher low right here, that's a good area to get out. Look at that trade. That's a good area to get out. I mean, did you scale? At least scale right there. Look at that move.
I did.
Okay. And then my next target after that, it was like a 20. And then after that, it was like, I mean, the POC's at 15, but like, I really think it could go to like 0506, the 6700 or 6710. I bet it could go to like, 15. Like, I don't think it's going one way to the I don't think it's going from 50 to 0 without a pullback. So the way you want to trade is you want to get a move, get out. And then when it goes again, get a move, get out, right? You don't want to be holding from one end to the next, and then your entry, your stop, your this, your that is all fucking askewed. And the whole time you could just be piecing it up. But this is kind of exactly what I envisioned in my head was about to happen. And I do think it could go kind of lower, because I think it could sweep this low, get a reaction, A1, A2 on the underside, and then make an additional move. If I wouldn't have micromanaged my shorts at the top, then that would have been like a banger trade. Banger.
I know. And then it freaking got me out all stupid.
How to get you out like to the tick and shit. Yeah, it's horrible.
It's alright.
What a beautiful 1 hour. So I'm saying. Hey, but you... Oh, looks like it's slipping and sliding, but are you already comfortable with your TP, like your profits? Let me go over there.